now. We begin tonight with a tragedy in northern Arizona where a head-on crash ended the lives of 2 firefighters. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. For 12 News at 10, I'm Kariba Devine.
And I'm Mark Curtis. This happened last night when the firefighters were returning to Show Low after transporting some patients to Phoenix. Tonight, 12 News journalist Chase Golightly is live outside the Timber Mesa Fire and Medical where they worked. And Chase, understandably, the firefighting community up there is just devastated.
Absolutely, Mark. One of these firefighters leaves behind a 10-year-old daughter. The other lost his life at just 21 years old. The fire chief telling us his department has never experienced a loss like this. It's a road Timber Mesa firefighters take on a regular basis. Driving back and forth on Highway 260 from Show Low to Phoenix, transporting patients. That's what 31-year-old Brenna Kolakowski and 21-year-old Damon Thompson were doing Sunday night when their lives were taken. The crash happened right near mile marker 319. Kolakowski and Thompson were driving back from Phoenix, headed towards Show Low, when a driver going the opposite direction crossed over that center line and hit them head on. All 3 died at the scene.
I feel horrible. Nothing but love and support for every single one of our firefighters, and those 2 individuals were amazing.
Fire Chief Randy Chevalier says his department has never experienced a loss like this.
We're crushed. I'm not sure we know how to deal with this. It's not something we ever want to deal with.
Kolakowski, a mother to a 10-year-old girl, had been with Timber Mesa for 3 years.
She was an amazing individual, tons of compassion. When she graduated her academy, her daughter pinned her badge on her shirt, which was awesome.
Thompson was just 15 days shy of being with the department for a year, a job he always wanted.
I chatted with his family last night. Good family. They talked about how he always wanted to serve, and he served very well.
Hours later, firefighters gathered to honor Kolakowski and Thompson as they were transported to Flagstaff. 2 lives with so much ahead of them, gone in an instant. Debris of the crash left behind, a dark reminder for firefighters who will continue taking this same road to help those in need.
Both amazing individuals, and I'm going to miss them dearly.
The identity of that other driver has not been released at this time. We're told the Arizona Department of Public Safety is investigating this crash. As for the fire department, they have set up donation pages for both of the families. All money raised will go toward those families. You can find a link to that on our website, 12news.com. We're live in Show Low tonight. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
All right, such a tragedy, Chase. Thank you so much. Well, we're following some developing news in Phoenix tonight after a hiker was found dead on Shaw Butte. Sky 12 flew over the scene earlier this evening. Rescue teams were called to the mountain this afternoon for reports of an unconscious hiker, and firefighters found the person dead. The scene has now been turned over to the Phoenix Police Department for an investigation. Stay with 12 News for more updates.
Tonight, thousands of people gathered at ASU's Desert Financial Arena for a vigil honoring Charlie Kirk. Kirk's organization, Turning Point USA, is focused on galvanizing young conservatives. And during tonight's memorial, his roots at ASU were remembered.
12 News journalist Bianca Bono was there, and she is joining us live tonight. Bianca?
Well, students here tell me they were really drawn to the debates that Charlie Kirk would routinely hold on college campuses, much like the event he was hosting the day he was killed. They say to them, he made politics cool again. Chants for Charlie Kirk ringing out inside Desert Financial Arena at ASU as thousands mourned Kirk's death.
This is a moment in history that we will never, ever forget.
Turning Point COO Tyler Boyer recalling the conservative organization's roots and how they started with this sign on ASU's campus.
Charlie would be there, and we would be there, and we would be trying to convince people just to stop for a second and talk.
Andrew Cipher of Turning Point says ASU was also home to Kirk's very first college debate, which would eventually evolve into the Prove Me Wrong tour, where Kirk would encourage those with opposing views to try to prove their point.
We need to take the fight to them. we need to argue that our ideas win.
Those who worked with Kirk say he focused much of his political activism on campuses because he believed the future of the country would be shaped by high school and college students. Many in this crowd, conservative students at ASU, who say they appreciated that.
He kind of made politics cool at a time where not a lot of kids, at least my age, were into politics.
He spoke to us like we were adults, that we were equals, and he explained things in depth.
They also respected Kirk's willingness to hand a microphone to those who disagreed with him, hoping open debate will continue.
One of the biggest things he talked about was just having conversations is what keeps us going, is what keeps our country free, it's what keeps, progress going and everything like that.
And the event tonight was organized by ASU's Turning Point chapter as well as the College Republicans group. Now, the use of the arena as well as security for this event was all covered by ASU. We're live in Tempe tonight. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Bianca, thanks. We're also learning more about the man accused of assassinating Kirk. DNA matching 22-year-old Tyler Robinson was found on a towel that was wrapped around a gun that was discarded near Utah Valley University. The FBI says they also found Robinson's DNA on a screwdriver on a rooftop. We expect to learn more about Robinson tomorrow when formal charges are filed.
And there is a celebration of life planned for Charlie Kirk at State Farm Stadium this Sunday, September 21st. You have to register on a website set up by Turning Point USA. Seating is first come, first served, and guidance for guests will be sent out on the day before on Saturday, September the 20th. Doors open at 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and services will start at 11. President Trump says that he does plan to attend.
New at 10, two young adults are fighting for their lives tonight after their car fell 400 feet off of a cliff near Tortilla Flat. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra spoke with their families. She's joining us now with some of the changes they'd like to see on that stretch of road. Gabby?
Well, Mark, this was one of two very serious crashes along State Route 88 on Sunday. Both cars went over the cliff within a few miles of each other. The mothers of these young adults are hoping to see safety improvements, but ADOT tells us there are limitations on what can be done to the road. Two young lives forever changed after a terrifying crash.
It's a drive he made often and he was familiar with. He still has no idea what happened.
21-year-old Andrew Nelson and 19-year-old Madeline Davis were driving on State Route 88 near Tortilla Flat on Sunday morning when their car went over a cliff and landed nearly 400 feet below.
My heart dropped. I didn't know what to think.
The two friends survived but are badly hurt. Andrew has severe head injuries and Madeline has a brain bleed, a broken neck and back.
That's my daughter. That's my baby.
Their two mothers are coming together to advocate for better safety precautions along SR 88.
How many more cars have to go over that side of the mountain before something changes out there? It's not the first one. It had, and there, I heard there was another one right after.
That other crash happened about 12 hours later and just about 6 miles down the road. The car fell 70 feet. The driver did not survive.
There's no guardrails or anything like that. It's literally just the street and then you're off.
An ADOT spokesperson tells me in a statement that SR 88's designation as a historic roadway limits changes allowed along the highway. It travels through the Tonto National Forest, which also means there are federal environmental limitations. Low speed limits and signs related to curves, hills, and other features are in place, and drivers should adhere to those safety measures.
Just thinking of all the lives that could have been saved, will be saved in the future, that's what's important to me.
Both Andrew and Madeline have a long road to recovery.
She's a fighter. She will pull through this.
But it's not a road either of these mothers hope anyone else has to face.
It's the worst thing to see my daughter laying in that bed in a back brace, a neck brace, on a machine to breathe, with a massive brain injury. It's horrific. I don't want anybody else to go through this.
DPS is investigating what led up to the crash. A GoFundMe page was created to help pay for Madeline's medical expenses. We have a link to that fundraiser on 12news.com. In studio, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
All right, Gabby, thank you for that. We are learning some new details on a shooting involving a West Valley teen over the weekend, Phoenix police say that they believe the shooter was inside of a moving car. 17-year-old Jonathan was shot near 48th Street and South Point Parkway on Saturday around 10:45 p.m. Jonathan's mother says that he was on his e-bike headed towards the In-N-Out when he was shot several times in the back. He was taken to the hospital with serious injuries and is currently fighting towards recovery. We spoke to his co-workers who were still trying to make sense of all of this.
It's so meaningless for no reason. Like, well, what did they gain out of that, you know? What do they have to prove? But I hope he makes a full recovery, and I hope he comes back. I hope he comes back better than ever.
And to make things worse right now, there is no description of a suspect from police. However, Jonathan's mother says that it's believed that a white car may have been involved. Phoenix police is asking anyone with information to contact Silent Witness at 480-WITNESS.
A woman from Washington State is facing charges accused of threatening the Maricopa County Animal Shelter. The sheriff's office says 37-year-old Katie Dickinson made 18 threatening calls in just 40 minutes last year. During those calls, deputies say she threatened employees with physical and sexual violence. Dixon turned herself in after a warrant was issued for her arrest. She's now facing a felony charge.